Hi guys, welcome back to the Ignite Veterans page. We're here today to talk about me. Basically, I want to run you through some of the gross things about me, the disabled things. Not that being disabled is gross, but you get what I mean. Well, you will do once I've shown you. There's a lot of things I need to do day to day to help me basically exist. Just a bit of background on me. I was paralysed in 2012. As a result, I'm basically dead from the chest down. You know, I have muscle spasms, things like that, but I'm not in control of them. I can't feel them. There's all sorts going on and things, and I'm on different medications and things, but today we're going to talk about the equipment. We'll do the medications in my next video, and supplements and things that I use from time to time, just to help me sort of manage myself. So yeah, let's start with the things that are basically temporary. So at the moment, after I had some pretty major surgery in 2024 and I'm due some surgery. So, but I've got like an open wound on my back. So this open wound is dressed daily, I shower daily, and I wash out the wound and sort of try and keep it as clean as possible, because the cleaner you keep it, the less you're susceptible to infections and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm doing my best there. So I use something called carousel to pack it, and that's stuff in it. Now I usually use a whole one of these, which is 10 centimetre by 10 centimetre. Pretty cool. So it's pretty cool, but it's a sterile packing for wounds, which is pretty crazy. Now over the top of that, I use Hartmann Zit. Now this is, you can't really see in this, I'm just going to open it anyway. This is just a soft padding to put over the packing to cover the wound. I usually have it like this, put a bit of me-fix tape, which I'll show you in a second, on the side there, and just patch that over, and that usually covers the wound, which is packed by the carousel, because obviously I won't be able to use that now because of infection. And then I tape it all down with me-fix. What I usually do is use 320, it's said 10, because if you can see that, it comes in like 10 chunks. 320 strips to be able to fasten it down on my back. And I've got pretty handy of that over the years, as I'm sure I'll sort of explain, sort of doing dressings one-handed on my back through a mirror. If you're lucky enough, one day I'll show you, but you know, might need somebody to give me a hand with the film in there so you're not exposed to too much. Now, I want to talk about some of the more permanent things that I use, and one of them is a stoma bag. Now, if you don't know, a stoma bag is basically, a stoma is when they reroute your bowel. So instead of pooing out your bum, you now poo out of an hole in your stomach, and this little bag covers that. Now, this is a very generic one. These are the ones they give you when you first get your stoma. There are ones in different colours, patterns, and different young adults, even kids have them, and they have like unicorns on and like fun patterns and stuff. But I'm an adult, right? So when I just find their generic sort of grey ones happy, they now come in black, which is fascinating, I guess, if you're in this world. But yeah, and it just sits on my stomach. I don't know if I can show you. I mean, here's my stoma. Yeah, and that's where it sits. And it'll sort of fill up. I've usually got it flopped out, but at the minute I'm using, I don't know how to put it, sort of like some adult nappies just for my bladder stabilizer. We'll get into that any soon. But that's a stoma bag, right? That's what I poo into. So yeah, like, that's there. Now we're going to go around the front. Now, how do I take a piss? I take a piss using this. Now this, right, it's a long catheter. It's an intermittent catheter. Now what an intermittent catheter means is that it's something that I use from, I manage when I go to the toilet, right? It's not a permanent catheter. It leaves me sort of free falling around there, so you just got to remember, if it comes in, it's got to go out. So you've got to be on top of that. But yeah, this little thing here, you just squeeze the little bag, and as you can, I don't know if you can see that, but it empties some fluid into it. And what that does is it lubricates it. Then you tear it off here and then here, and you just pee into the toilet. it is completely like user chooses when it comes to how you address the toilet. I usually park up front and then just scooch to the edge of my toilet and then wee in the toilet. Basically, I wasn't as I used to do when I was able to stand, but like, yeah, just at the front, some people have to transfer onto the toilet. There's many different ways people do it, you know. You know, a spinal injury is a snowflake injury. Everybody's different. You can have two people that break their back in the same place. One of them walk out and someone will never walk again. It's very crazy like that. Now, those catheters are great for when I've got access to disabled toilets, disabled things, many things like that. So then I've got these for any time that I may need to go. And if there isn't the facilities available, then I would use this in my car, in a quiet space. You know, even in a bathroom that doesn't have disabled facilities, if I can't reach the toilet, if the cubicles are too narrow. Like, you know, there's all these different things that can happen. Like, not everywhere has to be wheelchair accessible. That is a common myth, like. So it's, yeah, so it's handy, right? It's when you get caught short. That's what these are for. I mean, it's basically one of these, but with just a bag on the end of it. And that's all it is. And yeah, but they're handy, you know. You using the two, it just gives you that freedom, and it gives you the ability to get out, and especially sort of, you know, from out and about. And like I say, the facilities aren't available, then I need to be able to. Still got to go. I can't hold it. So yeah, those. And then because of my health, overall health and medical conditions, sometimes I have to stay in bed a little longer, right? I have to stay in bed for long periods, and sometimes I will have to have an indwelling catheter, which is one of these. Now, these are the ones people are know the most. They come with like a long leg bag and things, and they're crazy bits of kit, right? They're just like, they got a syringe in there full of fluid because it holds a book. You basically put it in, you fill the balloon up that's there, and it locks it in place. And then what I have is one of these. It's a flip flow. That's what it's called, a flip flow. And it basically, you put that in, and you can release it now and again, so you can still mimic simulate the process of going to the toilet, right? That's what that's about. And then that's a bit more permanent. And then you've got the leg bag, which is, you know, you've got a strap that attaches it to your leg. Now there's loads of different straps and things, but let's not get into that. I've bored you enough. But yeah, these are some of the products I have to use day to day to be able to exist. It's a lot sometimes, and it comes with its frustrations, I guess. But yeah, those are just a few things that it takes to exist, right? You know, I've got to think of these things before I can like go out in the world or do anything or work or anything like crazy, right? So yeah, I hope this video was informative. It's a window into my life, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of these just to let people know, sort of humanise my Ignite page. We kind of went in it a bit solid, I believe, at the beginning, and a bit robotic, and it was people didn't really sort of understand, sort of see the human side of it. But we'll talk about many different things, like myself, Ignite, what we do, and yeah, and hopefully, you know, have some, you know, good back and forth along the way. I guess this is the bit where it's like, just, if you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to like the video, like the video. If you don't like it, just double click the don't like. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.